4th gen holster. Hey guys, Gary here. Thanks for checking in. So, big announcement-ish, kind of, for me, anyway. New signature holster, new holster manufacturer making it. And like when I say new, the manufacturer is new. Like he didn't have a website yet. How about that? He's working on it right now. So my friend Bryant over at Stevens Concealment, student of mine, started making holsters for himself. You know why he made holsters for himself? Because every holster he bought, and he's got the big pile of them, he always had to change and modify to do what he wanted them to do. Like there wasn't one out there that just came the way he wanted it. So he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to make my own. So he started making them for himself. I can respect that. Probably the best reason to get into making something. And then other people started asking him to make them for him. So he started having to like get more molds, and he finally said, hey, I'm going to start doing this on the side. I said, hey, that's awesome. Now, you know there's a 3rd generation Tremis Signature Series holster out there. Bill over at Yeti Tack's been making them for a few years, and they're great holsters. I still use them. Bill has a whole new career path that he's on, and he has it has affected his ability to pump out holsters. So when I had some ideas to do, he was super swamped with a business and a career. So I said to Bryant, hey man, so you're doing holsters, like maybe you could do me one. And I got some ideas floating around in my head. Nothing revolutionary, just I want to pull some things. And he's like, yeah, come on over. So, you know, a 6-pack and a couple of guns, and like, let's go have a time. Woohoo! And we ended up at the end of the day with a prototype. He added the parts and hardware I wanted to it, and then I helped shape it a little, and we did some things, and then I took it home, and like I wore it with the M&P in it, and I liked it. And I said, let's change a couple things. And I went back and we did another one, and a little more refined model, and we ended up with this one right here. And it was a little closer to the final design, and I finally said, okay, I got another idea. And then we finalized that last idea, and we've got a holster. So I guess I give you a rundown of what the deal is with the holster, and you can decide if it's cool or not. So here is the deal with the holster. It is like the 3rd edition holster in that it has a tie-off point close to the muzzle, as opposed to a tie-off point using a soft loop as a tie-off point. I found that in a kit bag from Hill People Gear or a fanny pack, having the tie-off point at the top of the holster not as ideal as the tie-off point at the bottom of the holster. It was too easy to get it wrapped in the wrong direction. So anyway, I like it down there at the bottom. The old one had that. Belt loop spread really far wide. No sweat guard. Pretty simple, just like we did before. However, what I looked at was all the appendix holsters that were out there that had these wings on them. And I said, can we just put one of those on a holster for like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or fucking whatever you left-handers do? He was like, yeah, sure. But there's a bunch of styles. Which one are you thinking? So we looked at different ones, and I picked this kind right here that bolts to the straight without a wing. Like, you know, it doesn't, or a leg or whatever, you know, leg to a wing. It's like having fucking chicken parts, I guess. So there wasn't that big angled part to flex. And he's like, yeah, we can do that. So he got some of those, and we tried that out, and man, I really liked it. And it, what happens is, like when that gun is sitting, you know, on your side, when the belt wraps around that wing part, it rotates the handle in tight up against you, just like it does appendix style. But there's a lot less showing, like when you bend over and shit. And I was like, man, I like that. Let's, you know, that was the idea behind it. So we moved some shit around and tried it out, and we liked it. So then I said to him on this prototype, I was like, can we get that snap that's facing out like a 45-degree angle? And I know companies have done that before. I said, can we move that all the way to a 90-degree angle? And he said, yeah, we probably can. Let's give it a whirl. So we did. And that was how, this is one of the prototypes, that's how this guy came up with it all the way facing forward. And I was like, that's great, because that wants to rotate it as well. At that point, the middle soft loop, really the only thing it's doing is keeping the holster from doing this. It's actually being rotated by these two. So I'm totally digging that. And then I had, looking at these guys, this guy right here, this was one of the prototypes. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and get a still picture in there as well. And in between the points for the soft loops, it was dipped back down in. He had blocked it out for the nuts in the back. I asked, why couldn't we just block the whole thing across so it sticks out like a fucking bucket top? Like it's just like a giant hole that the gun will go in. My thought, it's easier to reholster that way, and it doesn't affect anything else. The holster already sticks out where the soft loops are. Why do we go back in around it when we can just leave it all the way out there? And it does work that way real well at the holster. It's like it just drops right in. Like you can't miss the fucking hole. The other way people have done that is with a raised sweat guard. So when you're looking at it, one side's higher. So you bring the gun over, it'll hit the sweat guard and then drop it down. I don't like sweat guards. I don't like the fucking plastic thing sticking up in the air above the level of my belt. So I try to keep that minimal. This accomplishes the same thing without a big fucking thing sticking up. Once we'd done those, he said, all right, what do you want to do with them? I'm like, well, I'd like to have one for the guns that I have. And he was like, yeah, I get that. Do you want to make a series of them and sell them? I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Of course, he says, dude, I don't even have a fucking website. Like everything I'm doing is word of mouth. And I said, all right, well then fucking sell me some and I'll put them on my website. So that's where you can get these Stevens Concealment holsters. The 4th generation Tremis signature holsters only available at tremisdynamics.com. There's a link in the box below, but if you go over there and click garage sale or stuff for sale, it's like the first thing. And then you can pick, all the different options that are available. Pick from them and you buy now, blah, blah. Money comes to me. I forward most all of that right over to Bryant and he makes your holster. We're doing a pre-order right now, knocked a couple bucks off of it. And it's not like you have to wait till the pre-order is done. I'm pushing him the orders and he's building them. But when the pre-order is over, I'm going to bump that back up a couple of dollars to the price that we thought would work. And after that, I'll probably keep a couple in stock for each one of the options. For right-handers. Left-handers will still be a custom order kind of thing because, I don't know why anyone didn't drown you as a baby. So, the options. What are the options? The colors. You can get it in gray or gray. Those are options. There will be a tie-off eyelet. It will be yellow or yellow. You can get it with soft loops or soft loops. Those come in black or black. Right hand or left hand is an option. That's pretty cool. The other option is what guns does it come in. You can obviously get it for your Glock 19. If it's a Glock 19, it'll probably fit a 26 because like they all do. It will not fit a 17. What else we got? Oh, the SIG 320. Obviously, you saw that blue gun there because it too is on my recommended list. There is one for a SIG 365, like so. It does not fit a 365 XL slide. This one has an XL frame, but it's a hybrid with a regular slide. It will fit the regular slide, not the XL slide. Probably not going to offer that either. And then there's the M&P, which is my main gun. It fits a 4 1/4 inch. This is a 1.0 4 1/4 inch. Fits that just fine. It fits a 2.0. This is a 2.0 4-inch gun. The 2.19 as I like to call it. It will fit the 1.0 compact, which is like a 3.5 inch barrel. The 2.0 compact with the 3.5 inch barrel. The 2.0 full size with the 4.5 inch barrel. So basically all the full size 9mm M&Ps fit this holster. It also holds a Glock 17 pretty okay. Not great. You can shake it upside down. It doesn't come out like most all holsters. It doesn't have the same snap when it goes in, but it will hold it just fine. All the sim guns I've used are Glock 17s, and this holster works great for them. If by chance, you happen to have a red dot that's set very far back, like this RMS, it will go in there just fine too. Wasn't intended to be that way. That was just kind of a fluke. It is not a red dot sight equipped holster. It just happened. If you have it set real far back, it might just work okay. There's also one for a shield. That one is currently being run by my wife somewhere, wherever the heck she's at the moment. So I don't have one to hand here and show you. But those are all the options. Why? Because those are the guns that have made my approved list and then taken the next step and made my recommended list. So you can get any gun on the list. You can get it in gray with soft loops and a yellow tie-off point. Your really only option is right hand, left hand, and which gun it's for. It will come with the bucket top. It'll come with the wing, the tie-off point. The holsters are all trimmed so that if you have a undercut trigger guard, like all my pistols do, the holster won't be in the way of that. I took Bryant's blue guns that he uses the test fit and undercut all those so that as he's molding them and it comes off the mold and he folds it, he put his test fit gun in there and see that it fits the undercut. In addition, the mag releases are all partially covered so you don't depress them while they're in your holster. I know people do that, like they've got issues, like mental issues, that they want to take the magazine out while it's in their holster instead of getting a good correct draw in and doing everything they need to and put it away. But this holster ain't for those guys. So that is the rundown on the holster, and maybe I'm going to get some pictures in there and overlay them. If you've seen those, that meant that this plan worked. If you didn't, this was me formulating the plan on the video. TremisDynamics.com, a direct link at the bottom right to the holsters. They're like $5 off right now till the end of like the pre-order in probably the end of April. End of April. We'll call it that. Pre-orders to the end of April. And you can get yours right now. If you don't like it with the wing, get a hold of Bill, and Yeti Tag will probably still get you that 3rd gen holster if that's the one you're digging. That's all I got for now. Take it easy. All right, got a plan. Going to do a giveaway. Pre-order is lasting to the end of April, I said. So May 1st, everybody who has pre-ordered a 4th generation holster from the website, for every holster they order, I'm going to put their name on a spreadsheet, use a randomizer, pick a number. That person will win a goodie pack, which will have like some Tremis Dynamics swag, patches, stickers, maybe a t-shirt, stuff, and maybe a few other things that I can throw in there that I have floating around the librarium here. And Bryant said we'll put some Kydex goodies in the swag bag, and that person will get that bag and a free 2-day class. So any one of my 2-day classes, I mean, you can make it a 1-day class if you want, but up to a 2-day class for free. When you can transfer that, sell that, I don't fucking care, or whatever you need to do. But somebody who has ordered a holster in the pre-order phase will get that pack of stuff.